Hi all, and thank you for joining me. This is Blue Star again. I decided instead of just doing a normal Let's Play video in this one, I was going to run a little bit of an experiment and answer some of the questions that I've had, and I believe a few of you've had also. Um, and that's simply based on which one of these crops that we can grow and harvest and yield um, is probably, the best yield profit. Which crop should we be growing the most of and trying to sell to grow in this game. And the other thing is I know in real life people have talked about it a lot, about rotating your crops on your fields to help your yield, and whether or not if that's true or not to the programming of this game, Farming Simulator 15. Um, so what I've got going right here, I'll go ahead and hire the hand here right here, is I started up this game, I harvested this field, no fertilization, no nothing, just it was original wheat field. I harvested it, put it into the grain silos, replanted another wheat field right on top of it, nothing else, just pure wheat. Harvested it, I'll get it saved over in a trailer on a man truck, and then I'm going to run this test again. Again, straight wheat, nothing in between, no plowing, no cultivating, just straight reseeding the field, and then we'll harvest this field and see what it's got. And as you can see, the course play will go ahead and take the New Holland there around the field and harvest it for me. And I've got this man truck right here set up, and he'll keep him empty. Here is the other man truck that I was talking about that I said had already done. This was filled. This was the second time harvesting that field. And as you can see, we got 32,824 wheat off of that field 16. No fertilization, just straight up, just pure wheat harvest. And if we take a look in our grain silo, the very first field that we got off of it was 32,540. So doesn't look like we have a huge difference in having to rotate crops on the field, so we can plant field after field after field with the same material, and it does not look like it has a major impact to our yield. The seeding or the sowing technology may have a small effect. Trying to jump over here to my New Holland if I can find it real quick. There it is. Just simply going to have him harvest this field. The blue man truck I have here, to stay with him and empty him out as need be. And we'll see what our results are when they're done. Now, the main experiment that I was going to run, I was going to start on this field. As you see, I did a lot of setup work here. Got a lot of cows growing, eating mixed rations, whatnot. Is I'm going to sit here, and as you can take a look down this field, I have lots and lots of equipment involved in this experiment. I'm not going to lie to any of you. I did cheat some money in just to get this experiment going. This is not my normal game. I only did it for running this experiment. That we all get to see it and see the results. So what I have here, first starting off, is as you can see, I have a series of case tractors here, all different types of seeders behind it. Plain and simple, what it is I'm going to run each crop type, the 6 crops that come with the standard package across the field: wheat, barley, canola, potatoes, corn, and sugar beet. I'm going to run one stripe across this field 15 from west to east. No fertilization, no nothing, and we'll grow this crop and then harvest it, and we'll see what the results are. So here's our wheat pass. We'll hire the hand, let him drive across with just one single swipe. I know there's going to be a little bit of a bobble every now and then, just because the way the field's shaped and the supposedly gravity effect pulling it downhill. But I don't think it's going to skew our data too bad. Okay, there's our wheat pass. We'll go ahead and get this tractor over here and out of the way. Our second tractor, as you can see, is ready for barley. We'll speed this up a little bit. Here's our canola tractor. We'll go ahead and get him going. Here's our potato, our corn, and then our sugar beet. Jump back over here to the very first barley one. As we take a look, they all should be starting to come across the field. Potato one's going to take a little bit longer. Looks like he's going to be slow. That's our barley across. Our canola's across. Potatoes taking time. Corn just finished. And sugar beet just finished. There's our potato. He's just now getting across. Get all this equipment out of the way real quick. So there's our 6 runs, just each of the pure different crops that we can grow. You may have noticed behind them I did have combines set up and ready to combine harvest once that's done. The second experiment that I was going to run, that way I can do it at the same time, is find out what impacts fertilization does and does not have. So these next 5 white tractors you can see here, straight up, same tractors, same seed. We're going to run 5 passes of canola across the field. And then we'll run each of the fertilization type across with them. This first tractor, I'm actually not going to fertilize with it. I'm just going to leave it just a pure canola run only, no fertilization. Then we'll do basic fertilization, our manure run, and then our different liquids from the cows and from the BGA itself. Almost done with this one. He's done. He's done. He's done. And he's done. Again, go back and get each of the tractors out of the way here. Okay, we'll get our different, oops, wrong button there. Let's go ahead and fill him up. I deliberately didn't preload these off screen. I wanted y'all to see the load, that way y'all know I didn't skew any data or cheat any of the data. That way you all have the facts just as I do. As you can see, that big New Holland, oops, he's missed a little bit. We'll have to go back and clean up just a tad. Just that way we get all of our data the way we want. So this one should be our BGA, this should be the cow liquid, cow manure, and then this should be this one's pass. As you see, I left plenty of room, that way no overspray can happen. There may be overspray, here on the right side of the tractor to where the next one's going to be sprayed, but it shouldn't affect the crop itself. Okay, need to load up our manure trailer here real quick. I think I was missing a little bit there. Okay. Run this up here and get this spread across the field. As you can see there on the right, I've already got the next tractor ready to load him up and make a pass across the field with him. Now the only thing about this, as you see all the different harvesters, is I've got each of the combines set up that way the head that they're using on the front of their combines are wide enough just to make one trip across. But the sugar beet and potato harvester, I think I just passed where my location. I did. They're going to have to actually make a few trips because unfortunately the largest head that's made for those currently right now is 3 meters. Let's see here. It's been a while since I've used this trailer, so okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to make a few trips with this one. I thought it sprayed water in this. That's no big deal. We'll go ahead and make sure we're getting in equal coverage. Make sure we get the full width done for our experiment. Oops, back up a little bit. Looks like our New Holland there in the background is almost done. He's definitely making short work of that first question about planting the same crop over and over and over again on the same field. We'll have that data very shortly. Park this guy back here out of the way. Go ahead and get our next tractor set up. Go ahead and get this one filling while we're waiting. Okay. That just looks gross. Let's just be honest. Yuck. Definitely don't want to be caught behind one of these. Get him out of the way. Okay, and the last experiment that I was going to run is if we stack the fertilizer on top of each other, will it make a difference? I strongly don't think it will not, but unless you test it, you're never 100% sure. So we'll go ahead and make a run across the field here with another strip of canola. There's an indication our New Holland's done. So we'll have the results on that very shortly, since we can get over there and take a look. Okay, we're gonna have to go get a little bit more manure here. I thought I would be able to make the run across the field in one stretch. I didn't realize it's going to take a double trip with this guy. Run over here real quick. So while I've got a minute or two while I'm sitting there reloading this up, hope you guys are liking a few of the other videos that I've made. Yeah, go ahead and leave me comments. Let me know what you're thinking, especially things like this. You know, are there any other questions that you have about the game? Another maybe experiment we can run. Check out some other facts. See what else can be good or bad. Go ahead and make the trip up here and get that ran across the field real quick. The fact I know this one may have to take a double trip across to fully harvest the field, I want to go ahead and get this one first. I didn't realize I was going to have to be making double swipes with this guy. I may have bought a little bit larger trailer if I would have known that. A few more runs here. We'll bring the other sprayers over here and make their trips across the field real quick. That's done. Get him out of the way. This one definitely looked like it has the biggest you know, field coverage out of all four of our options. I think there is a slightly larger just, you know, sprayer like this. It's more of a trailer version, but I've never really seen a use of using it in it because this thing already does 18 meters by itself. So okay, get him out of the way. Did the manure. This should be our cow liquid fertilizer, I believe is how we're calling it. Okay, that's done. Run our BGA liquid fertilizer across the field now. I keep forgetting that they don't call it a BGA no more. They call it the biogas plant. I know BGA's the initials they use a lot in Farming Simulator 2013. Looks like now they're going to go ahead and fully spell it out. Almost done. And we're across. So there it is. We have one stripe of each of our different seed types. As you can see, I've already got the harvester lined up here. When it comes time, we'll just hire him to go across. Hire that strip. Did I miss there? Let me double check that. Just double checking. Want to make sure we got Diggy at the corner. We may have missed there. Let's take a double look again. Lots of equipment. Okay, that's our first one. That's the normal fertilization. This is the manure. We'll bring him back just to make sure. As soon as I find him. There he is. There we go. Now we don't know we didn't miss a spot. Run over and get the New Holland done. That way we get the results from that experiment or testing. Make a trip around here real quick, make sure everything got harvested on this field. Looking at my inspector mod there on the left side, the top man truck that you see there, which is the very top one on the list, that's our red one from, Harvest 2 on this field with wheat, and he's 56% full in that trailer. And our blue one's the last one on our inspector list, and he's currently 46, plus we need to finish emptying the combine here into him. There he goes. So if he ends up in the 56 ballpark range, which looks like it's going to happen, jump out and hop over here in him. 32,824. 32,824, so perfectly the same on those, and the original one that came off was the 32,540, which was the original planting that you start the game with. The original wheat that's on that field that's already harvested, ready from the day you start the game when you come in. Um, so I'm going to say you can plant the same crop back to back to back over and over again, and there's going to be no yield loss. The crop rotation, if it does have a true effect, has no effect in Farming Simulator 15. So we can plant whichever crop we want in any order we need. It's just a matter of preference of what you want to plant. Looks like it has no effect whatsoever on your yield of the field. Go ahead and park him beside him. Get this guy out of the field. Now to finish our other experiments we have running right now, we're going to have to accelerate time here to the next morning. That way we can harvest those fields and see what the results of the other experiments are that we got running. Go ahead and finish moving these guys out of the way. So some of the other things I've thought about, experiments I can run, possibly do recordings on and show you, is first of all, whether or not, the placeable mods that, you start the game with, and what I'm referring to is the beehive, the solar panel, and as you can see in the background there, the windmill. Are they really worth it? I think we all can agree to a point without even having to do an experiment that they're worth it. They pay each other, especially those windmills. They pay $1,000 an hour. You'll probably notice in the upper right corner near my clock that's ticking and my money that I currently have, that pretty much every hour on the hour, because I do have 2 of the windmills up, that I'm gaining $2,000 an hour. See, there it is right there. So I don't think it's a big question on whether or not they're really worth it. It's just how soon should you be investing into them? Because one thought and theory I've had, I hadn't actually ever ran the test, is, as you all know, every time you start one of these games, you start with a certain amount of starting equipment, starting tractors, owning at least 1, maybe 2 fields, depending on the map that you're playing. Could you actually come into the game, do nothing but run over, sell all your tractors, all your equipment, and just throw down a couple of beehives or bee houses, however they're called, or a solar panel if you can afford one of them? Because I think here in hard mode, because that's what this game is, it's actually a hard mode game, the beehives only pay $15 an hour. The solar panels, I believe, $95 an hour, and then the wind turbine is $1,000 an hour. So I've always wondered, could you just start up a game, say you didn't have a lot of time to play your very first time, but you didn't want to have to deal with the basic starting equipment, you want to go ahead and get some of the larger equipment. Could you just come in, sell all your equipment, that way you're not paying the maintenance fee a day for each of these pieces of equipment? Just put down a couple of bee houses, and then just max out your time. Because if you notice that our multiplier, when you max out time, it's 120 times normal. So for every 1 minute that passes, 120 minutes goes by, which is 2 hours. So roughly every hour in real time, or normal time for us, roughly 5 game days, I believe is what I've calculated, can go by. So a little bee house by himself, as long as there's not a lot of maintenance cost, wasting the money or using the money up, or you don't have too large of a loan out, just letting the, oh, looky there. Got a great demand for sugar beet. Could you, just start that up, let it run, and come back a couple of days, or come back, after you went and took a bath, ate some dinner. If you could just let your game run while you're away, come back and just take advantage of the profit of what they could yield and produce. Might be a option some people might be able to consider and think about doing. Wow, lots of rain. At least all of our equipment will be pretty and shiny for this final part of the experiment. I forgot to get one combine. No, I didn't. I just didn't line them up right. The other thing is that I thought about, testing out and experimenting with is actually our cow pasture. If I open up the HUD here just a second, run over to our cows information, you notice 100% productivity out of my cows. The only thing I'm feeding them is I'm giving them mixed rations, and I also gave them straw. Where I remember that is back in 2013, to have the other way here. That's all you had to do to get 100%. So that's why for, just getting our liquid fertilizer from the cows and our actual manure from the cows, that's why I just, quickly did those two pieces, and it still holds true that in 15 it will get you to 100% productivity out of your cows. So the question is that still true? Can you just feed them grass, silage by itself? What type of yields do those have? If that's an experiment that y'all are wanting to see ran, just make a comment, let me know, and I'll see if I can get that video produced and show you all the results of that. Okay. Looks like we're just waiting on everything to finish growing here. I've actually never done a time lapse, so if I can figure out how to put a time lapse in, guys, I'll do that at this point just to get us to daylight hours when this is finished growing. If not, unfortunately, I'll try to tell you, roughly about how far into the video it is, that if y'all want to skip ahead to that point. But that's what we're waiting on right now. We're literally sitting here pretty much watching the crops grow. Now I did use the same combine, same head. All of that's going to be the same on each of these harvesters here. He's done, he's done, he's done. Potatoes. Really? They're still not grown? Go ahead and get our sugar beet guy going here, because I know he's got to make a couple of trips here. Oops. I'd rather him make 3 trips and get the full harvest than miss a little bit. I'm going to actually save the game here. I do have the withering effect turned on. And just in case, you know, the sugar beets fully start to turn or die or something before I can get them harvested, because that one last row of potatoes quite didn't come in yet. Leave time here accelerated out. Wow. Well, the potato harvester definitely travels faster than the sugar beet harvester. Make sure he can handle the turn here with no problems. $3 miles an hour, wow. I bet you I know what happened there. Let me go ahead and accelerate that up. Is to get all this equipment down here, so I'd use course plate to, you know, help me bring the equipment down here. That way I didn't have to manually drive every one of them over here. And I bet you course play at the end of it had the speed set lower. Yeah, there it is. I thought all the harvesters did 6 miles an hour, and for some reason course play had offset his max speed to 3 miles an hour. that one little strip of potatoes. Using my inspector mod, we can already see quite a bit of the results because of the fact I did do them in order. You can see that very first trip across, 13%. The barley came in at 12. The canola's only 6%. Now the potato and sugar beet will actually have to compare on the actual numbers. The corn came in at 13%. For our fertilizing test over there, the one that had no fertilization whatsoever came in at 7, and then everybody else, including the last one where we stacked all the fertilization types on top of each other, every one of those are 13. We'll actually, since we're still waiting on this one little row right here, start time through all the equipment here. There's our wheat, 1389. Barley was 1263. Canola was only 679. So it yields quite a bit less on the field. Potatoes, we're waiting that we can finish that last part. Corn came at 1386 again. That's real close, just like our wheat. Sugar beet's almost done. Our non-fertilization run, 695 on that canola. 1394, 1391, 91, 90, 91. So just going from canola here. So non-fertilization we got 695, fertilizing we got 1394. That's pretty much almost doubles, right at doubles your yield to fertilize. So should we fertilize or not? That answer is definitely a yes. There's our sugar beet. It finished up at 4,024. That's quite a bit less than, no, actually, wow, 4,000. That's almost 4 times the amount. Did this finally harvest? Yes, it did. Now we can finally shut down time. Potatoes looks like it's harvesting just a little bit more than 4,000. 4,600 versus sugar beet just at 4,000. So if we actually go over here and look at our prices, actually want to find one that'll buy it all, which the diner here will. I know there's differences prices based on where you go. On average, it looks like when you're looking at your prices, barley, canola is the most highly paid, but if you notice, it only gave us about half the yield compared to barley, wheat, and corn. So with it only giving you half the yield, the price of it needs to be higher. So with it being at the diner, here it's 2 times wheat, 2 times barley. It's really going to depend on the actual market price at the time. That's why canola does pay so much more. Because I know I've heard people in the past say, always grow canola, do canola, because the higher pay rate. Well, you're only getting roughly half the yield off the field. Actually, if you looked at it here at barley, seems like we're getting almost twice the amount. Barley by far, because by the time you double this, that would be what, 600 and $34. That definitely beats canola. And that's not even the best place to look at it. Now potatoes, we got what, 4,600 of those? So 4,600, that means almost 4 times. So that means here potatoes and sugar beets was 4,000 also. For, you know, the across the how much yield we get. These are going to be in the 800 compared to canola. So your potatoes and sugar beets definitely pay off a lot, because you definitely get more yield out of the field for them. But it does take more equipment. As you can see, it takes 2 to almost 3 times the trips up and down the field, because each of these harvesters only have a 3-meter wide head, where these, I think the wheat, you can get up to about 13 meter wide head. So hope that answers some of the questions that some people's had. I don't know of another experiment to run right now, so if y'all know of another one y'all like to see me run, test, and do, and then put up on the web, let me know about it. Again, my name is Blue Star. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the video, leave comments. Let me know if you think you saw a flaw or something that you know I need to go back and retest. Thanks for watching, and catch y'all next time. Don't forget to check out my Let's Play series. Thank y'all. Bye.